What's going on, everyone? Dougie Barnard here. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time checking out the channel, or if you've watched it but you're not yet subscribed, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. It just helps out tremendously with visibility. Also give the video a thumbs up if you find value in today's video. Today I want to share a little bit about some swing changes that I've been making in the full swing, but also in my putting stroke since being on lockdown and since really focusing on technique in my putting stroke and in my swing. I'm gonna share with you a little bit of what I've been working on recently. I am not someone who traditionally obsesses over the swing and angles and positions and things of that nature. I'm more of a feel player, and I have always kind of been a feel player, and I've just swung my swing, so to speak. I've always played a big roping draw, and then about a year or two ago, I just realized this roping draw of mine, it's tough to manage, right? It's tough if you're lining up on a par 3 and there's a hazard on the hole. It's tough for me to have to aim over the hazard and trust that I'm gonna draw it 15 yards into the center of the green. Like, I don't like taking those unnecessary risks, and my draw was a little bit inconsistent. So I tried to change my swing a little bit, and it worked in the sense of I started hitting the ball straighter, but then visually I wasn't really happy with how my swing was looking as much. And since being more active on Instagram and seeing a bunch of like pure swings all the time, you just see pure swings, and so you can get a little bit hypercritical of your own swing. And so I did that as well, and I just started thinking about, why is it, I used to play a big draw, you know, why is it that now I'm holding off to finish and my elbow is kind of bent, kind of like chicken wing, like Jordan Spieth, because I'm trying to keep the club face from closing to try to like keep the club face open, which straightens out my natural draw. That's a little bit of the backstory of what's been going on. I've also been watching a lot of Golf Every Second's videos. If you've not yet checked out his channel, head over there right away. I'll try to put a link down in the description. He's just an awesome guy and has the purest swing of any golf YouTuber. Let me know if you think there's someone that has a better swing, but man, like, his swing is just so fun to watch. And he came out with a video on his YouTube channel breaking down his swing and just saying, here's kind of how I built my swing. And it's really, really helpful just to see kind of what he did and breaking down his swing into 2 parts, really just the take back and then kind of setting the wrist in the back swing.
1, hinge and turn 2, 3, reverse 2, number 1. The club is parallel to the ground. And in order to hit the ball, everything goes up. And then hit, shake hand with the target, turn. All right, let's see. There you go. That's how I swing a golf club.
I've been experimenting with that a little bit, and that was kind of phase 1 of me trying to think about my swing. Phase 2, I also had some help from my great friend, Colin McCarthy. If you're not already following him, I'll also try to link down in the description his YouTube channel. And then also on Instagram, he's very active, just a trick shot magician and an awesome guy. And so he was kind of having me swing only non-dominant hand, full swings, trying to make contact. So I'm right-handed, so I took my right hand off the grip entirely and tried to make swings with my left hand only, just to kind of think about the role of the non-dominant hand in the swing and how you can really control the club face with your non-dominant hand, and think about grip and think about contact position and all that. So that's a little bit of also what I've been thinking about. The third thing is, a good friend of mine has also been kind of looking at my swing and giving me some really good feedback. This is a PGA professional. Brett's just an awesome guy. And so he looked at my swing in slow motion and did a side-by-side comparison of my swing versus Rory's swing. I'm just gonna tell you, not a great idea if you wanna be feeling better about your golf swing. Comparing yourself with someone like Rory in slow motion, it's a scary thing to do, because man, that guy is just so technically sound with his golf swing. and by comparison, I'm very technically unsound next to him. So, but it was helpful nonetheless. It was very, very helpful to see, okay, here's the positions he's getting in. Here's where I'm not getting in that position. Here's how maybe I can get into that position more effectively to deliver consistent strikes to the golf ball. So that was pretty cool to kind of do that. I haven't analyzed my swing at that level in golf. I just kind of, as I was saying, I've been a field player, grew up swinging my own swing. Golf was not my sport growing up. I played tennis, and so with my tennis motions, I was always reviewing film, always recording, always looking at slow motion. Here's the angles, here's the way that I'm getting into these positions, and always tweaking with those things. With golf, it hasn't been that way. And now that I'm trying to take a more serious approach to my golf game, I'm trying to shoot lower scores, I'm thinking more about my swing and how my swing's impacting the results on the golf course. I also want to take a second to say, let me know down in the comment what you've been working on lately. I know a lot of us have been quarantined at home. I'm sure we haven't been able to get out on the golf course. Maybe we can't even make full swings, but have you been doing anything specific to your golf game, whether it's putting, whether it's the full swing? Have you been trying to change anything, or what have you been thinking about lately with your golf swing? I'd really love to know, and just drop a comment down below. Let me know what you're working on. What are you working on right now, and how's that going? Are you seeing any results? So let's jump into a couple things that I've been working on. One of the things that came out in this slow motion comparison with with Rory, is the takeaway, right? And in the takeaway, what I saw in slow motion is that as I am taking the club back, my dominant hand is folding. By folding, I mean my elbow is bending pretty early. So I'm taking the club back, and pretty early you can see that I'm bending here. I might get some good extension with my non-dominant hand, my left hand, but the right hand is kind of bending pretty early. When I saw Rory, by comparison in slow motion with his irons, this guy, I'm telling you, is absolutely world class, taking the club back and getting this full extension with both arms before bending his elbow and kind of going there. So that's kind of been swing thought number one for me, is getting more length, more width in that takeaway. I think it's really important. Also, I've been thinking about the downswing, okay? So I got a comment on TikTok from someone saying that I am doing casting. I'm doing an early release of the club head in my downswing. I don't know who this person was. I don't know what their credibilities are, but I'm open to all kinds of swing advice. And if someone sees something in my golf swing that I can learn from, they might have a different eye because I've seen my golf swing, right? For them, it's new. So that person said I'm doing early casting, which essentially is on the downswing, coming down here and releasing the hands early. And early casting would lead to releasing the hands early and getting into a weaker position at impact, as opposed to holding this position longer and getting more of that ideal impact like this, and then after contact, releasing the hands. So I've been thinking a little bit about that. I've been thinking about lag. I also want to give a shout out to Craig Hanson. Craig Hanson is this instructor that I found on YouTube. I've been watching some of his videos, and I know that some of us are a little bit burned out by all the instructional swing videos on YouTube because there's just so many, and some of these golf YouTubers are just churning out all kinds of information and stuff. I'm telling you, this guy is quality. Just check out one of his videos, and I'm guaranteeing you that you'll learn something, because this guy knows what he's talking about. And I think he has some online program like the World Golf School, some website where you can subscribe and pay for some program and access to more materials. But if you want to just check out some of his free videos on YouTube, that's what I've been doing. And this guy is like a great coach and really showing angles and showing lag.
People can get around the world, can get their tilts correct and get their wrist alignments correct. They've got a great chance of coming down into great positions. Now, people say that, you know, impact is the moment of the truth. No, it's not. I mean, that's just, if the position before is all ruined, your impact's going to be ruined. So that's not the moment of the truth. The moment of the truth is further back.
I've been thinking about basically getting to the top of my backswing and on my downswing, holding this position. So let's say I get to the top of my backswing, right? I'm hitting that first checkpoint, I'm getting more of a straight takeaway here. And then from there, getting to the top of my backswing, okay? Once I'm in the top of the backswing, right? On my downswing, there's two things that I've been kind of thinking about, right? I've been thinking about holding that angle with the club, and I've been thinking about leading and transitioning the downswing with the lower body. And that's something that I haven't really ever thought about. And I got some good feedback on my swing from other people. And really, I just haven't been using my lower body effectively. So what I'm talking about is, right, we get to the top of the backswing here. And what I want to do is I want to keep this upper body still as I start transitioning my weight onto this left side, and as I start initiating the downswing with my left hip, right? I'm trying to get that going on. That. Not moving, not sliding, but transitioning the weight on the insides of my feet, the pressure points, right? On the backswing, maybe it's a little bit more on the back. Now I'm trying to really push down with the inside of that left foot and initiate, try to get that separation. So I'm initiating with the left side, and I'm really just holding everything steady here. And what I mean by that is as I'm transitioning and opening the hips, everything here is staying still. And I'm coming down, and as I'm coming down, the right elbow is tucked against the body, and I'm holding this angle of lag. I'm not early release casting. I'm really just taking it back to the top of the backswing. I'm thinking, okay, left side start, and then I'm just dropping everything in sequence. Dropping everything in sequence, holding that lag, and then I'm getting into that awesome impact position where my hands are ahead of the ball, my weight is on the left side, my upper body is kind of staying still and over the ball. I'm staying through like that, and then I'm releasing like this, right? And so what that's done is essentially, I've never hit my irons better. I've just never had better contact with my irons. And the difference is that if I look at impact position before I was thinking about those things, I'll see that I was more like this. I was more like this at impact. And now, honestly, now I'm more kind of like this. My weight's more on my left side. My hands are ahead of the club head, and I'm just delivering these strikes with the irons that just make golf that much more fun to play. And that's kind of what I've been thinking about in my full swing. Those are a couple things, a couple insights, things that I've been working on. I still have a ton of room to grow and improve. I'm still trying to get that lower body to be moving before my upper body. I'm trying to turn with my hips a little bit. I'm trying to get more open to the target with my lower body as I'm staying back behind with my upper body there. But it's been fun a little bit to think about my golf swing more mechanically and then to see results. I mean, there's nothing like seeing something that you haven't seen before when you're hitting a 6-iron. Like hearing the ball fly into the air in a different way, in a piercing way, in a way that the ball rises. That's just fun. And the pursuit of getting better in golf, man, it's rewarding when you make small little changes and tweaks and instantly you're seeing results. So there we go. Again, shout out to some of those different positive influences in terms of swing thoughts, giving me feedback and advice. Like I mentioned before, I'm curious to know what you're working on in your game. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you are working on right now. When it comes to my putting stroke, two things that I've been working on, and one thing is just noting that having a place at home to practice your putting is just tremendous because there's really no limitations on how many reps you can get in. There's no excuse, right? And this winter I purchased this putt-out putting mat and got the complimentary little putt-out hole. And I've just noticed that throughout the day, I mean now, you know, working from home until this coronavirus blows over, throughout the day, I mean, anytime I'm taking a break, I can just roll 10 putts and get instant feedback and alignment and stroke and speed and tempo and everything. So having that there has just been huge. It's not something that I've taken advantage of in the past. haven't really practiced my putting from home. So I've noticed a tremendous difference just getting those repetitions at home. When you get out to the course, you've been building up muscle memory that you can then lock in and take advantage of. But as far as mechanically my stroke, the two things that I've been changing is number one, I'm now lifting the club off the ground. I'm doing the hover method, right? And I saw Ricky Fowler doing this. I've seen some videos on Instagram, and I just thought, man, that looks pretty interesting. I like the idea. Sometimes I can have tension build up in my hands, get a little tight, and then make a stroke that's not characteristic or that's not like me. Make a shaky stroke, accelerate at the ball, just do different things when you're nervous. But by lifting the club up off the ground to start the stroke, I have a little bit more chance of just swinging freely, letting the putter head just rock back and forth. And then secondly, I've implemented a forward press. And so the combination of a slight forward press and also hovering, for me, it's a different putting stroke than I've had before. My putting has been a little bit inconsistent, and it's been an area of my game that I've wanted to improve. It hasn't really been a strength, it's been more of a place that I'm just trying to manage. Just if I can not 3-putt, then I'm, you know, doing okay. But there's a big difference between trying to just not 3-putt and looking at putts and thinking, I want to make this, I want to make this, I can make this, I believe I'm going to make this putt. So those two things, right? So now I'm going a little bit of a hover, and I'm also doing a forward press, a slight forward press. So kind of looks something like this. And from here, I'm able to just rock back freely, back and forth. No movement, right? I'm giving a slight forward press. There's really nothing going on. It's a pretty smooth stroke, a slight arc, but not much. Thanks for tuning into the video. Hope you enjoyed seeing some videos at home, just talking through different things going on in the YouTube golf space, talking about things that I'm working on. I'm also curious to hear what you're working on and how that process is going, because we're all trying to improve. We're all trying to shoot lower scores. We're all trying to play better golf. Everyone has more fun on the golf course when they're playing well and they're shooting well. And collectively, you know, we're trying to share information about how to improve and how to get there together. So hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please hit that thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button. It means a lot. I think I have close to 80% of the viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're watching this and you're not yet subscribed, but you found this information useful or entertaining or thought-provoking, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And if you want to get notified of future videos, hit that bell icon as well next to the subscribe button. So enjoyed hanging out with you today from home, keeping it casual. This is Dougie. I'll see you next time.